Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. So this is the first session on Fusion 360 sheet metals. So we'll take this model as you could see in the image. This is the enclosure design. We'll take the reference bottom casing into account and we'll try to design the top cover by using the references of the bottom cover. Okay, let's get started with this. Yeah, as you could see, this is the cover which I'm going to refer. You can start with the assembly and create new. You can select the topmost component and you can just name it. So you can just name it as a cover at the moment, and you can just activate the model by default, so it will be activated. As you could see, the mark, it is activated now. So I'm going to refer the assembly which I had taken into account. So all the edges and the corners I need as a reference to create this particular model. So on this face, I'll simply create a sketch, a rough sketch. I'll use the create sketch and you can activate the tools. So L shortcut for the profile. So from the center of origin, I'll simply try to draw the rough sketch. So like this. So once this is done, you can simply apply the geometrical constraints, select the edges and give the collinear relation. The relation is active, so you can use it multiple times. So I'm doing the same here. Now the dimension of this particular edge, yeah, I'll define it as approximately 30 mm. Okay, now the inside flange, I need the reference, so I'll simply turn this particular line, this one, as a construction or a center line, so that that shouldn't be taken into account. Okay, so now this particular slot I need to create it, so I'll take these edges into account. So I'll use the project, so you can use a shortcut, that is P here, and this will be projected on your the sketch here. So the initial line which I had taken now, that I'll convert into construction, and I'll recreate the line so that I can refer this particular slot also. Okay, yeah, so the sketch is ready now. It's completely defined. And now here you can use the tool, that is the edge flange. Okay, so you can even reverse the direction, so you can even select these edges, even that I need to extend as the edge flange. So the length, I'll take it as 171. Okay, now here there is the interference between the components, so I need to clear it. I'll create a sketch on this face so that I can remove certain material here. As you could see in the preview which is showing, there is certain amount of interference, so I'll draw the cutout, the rectangular cutout here, like this. You can define the dimension, so let me just take it as 20, and I'll assign this particular dimension as approximately 15, so that this particular portion will be removed. So I'll finish the sketch and hold the Control E shortcut to extrude and just move it downwards. Remember, if you just remove the material, it will remove from all the components and assemblies. So to avoid this, so we have the option called the objects to cut. From there you just select only the cover and check the enclosure. Okay, so only from this material it will be removed. Now this is fine. There is the required amount of clearance is also specified, and then you can proceed with the next design. So here on the front face, I need the edges, though the might of find kind of structure I need here. I'll hold the control, I'll select these two, right click and use the flange, reverse the direction and extend it up to a certain distance. Okay, let's say here I'll consider it as 4.5, and now again I'll extrude it outwards. So this time I'll extrude it to up to 6 mm. Yep, this is fine. The same thing again. This time I'll try to extrude it up to let me take it as 13. Yep. So this is kind of the complex flange. We can use the repetitive tool, the same thing. The single flange tool is using, like, we can use it multiple times. So you can use a shortcut to activate the mirror. So the component is this, so the reference plane is this, and I'm gonna join this, so the single body will be created. Now here I need a screw placement, so I need a flange here. I'll simply drag it towards downwards up to a certain distance, just more than that particular hole is there, no, so you can just take it more than that. 15 will be fine. So this time I needed symmetry, so that I just want the dimension only up to a certain distance, so this gap should be eliminated. So you can take it up to 6, so that it will be completely fit into that particular location, so that we can easily place the screws at that region. Okay, now here you can see the assembly is activated. It has some interference here. To avoid it, what I'll do is I'll try to edit this particular flange. So you can just roll back, you can activate this sheet metal tab, you can just use this bar to a certain location, you can go back. Here I'll edit this flange, I'll change it to two-sided, and I'll drag it up to a certain distance. So let us take it as 15 would be fine, and here, and if I just roll it back, according to that, remaining everything will be changed. This is fine, right? Yep. So you can activate the whole assembly just by clicking on that, and here we have the flat pattern. Select the fixed face and you will get the flat pattern. Okay, you can even save or export it to DXF format, or if you want to remove some of the side bends and all, you can use the bend lines and you can just remove this extended lines. Okay, so this you can just share it to people for laser cutting operations and all in the form of DWG or DXF. Okay, and the sheet metal properties, you could see I had taken the aluminum as an account by default, and these are the parameters: 1 mm thickness and factor is 0.4, bend radius and all, and remaining things. Okay, yeah, so this is the overall overview of the basic model using the sheet metal tools inside the Fusion 360. I hope you got the points. So this is the first session. I'm gonna cover 2 more sessions on the sheet metal, so that you can have a better hands-on on the Fusion 360 sheet metal tools. Yep, that's all about this session. Thank you guys, stay tuned, bye everyone.